Hello guys, we want to enter part 2 of identity analysis question. Then before we now enter compound angles aspect of it. But let's deal with these 3 questions quickly. Now, I want to show you something here. There is one thing I told you to remember: sine square x plus cos square x equals to 1. Very important. I've said it over and over again. Then you should be able to also remember that what cos square x equal to 1 minus sine square x. You should also remember that sine square x is equal to 1 minus cos square x. Finally, remember that what 1 plus tan square x is equal to sec square x, and 1 plus cos square x equal to what? Cosec square x. So these are the basic things you should know for now. I've given you some in our last video. Now, or previous, check other videos, you see it. Now there is a question that says simplify cos square x over 1 minus sine x minus cos square x divided by 1 plus sine x. Now the first thing we do for this question, if I may advise you, if I want to solve this question, is to what? First of all, look for the SCM. Look for the SCM. I am seeing something here. Now, don't forget that this particular function is difference of 2 square. This one is equal as 1 minus sine s into like a 1 plus sine s. Similarly, this one is also difference of 2 square. Another of it I have, because difference of 2 square is what? A square minus b square equal to a minus b into like a plus b. That is difference of 2 square. So this one more or less like 1 square minus sine square x. This one also the same thing as what? You can write this thing as this. The same thing. So if I want to write the difference of 2 square of this one, now 1 plus 1 minus cos x into like a 1 plus cos x. Please equal to that. Very important. Therefore, let us go. I've seen it here appearing. So if I take SCM of this and this and this, I will have what? 1 minus sine x into like a what? 1 plus sine x. And if I do that, this divided by this will give me, this combination divided by this will give me this. So 1 plus sine x. 1 plus sine x multiply this one would have cos square x into like a 1 plus sine x minus, then this divided by this, I would have this 1 minus sine x, then multiply by this, I would have cos square x into like a 1 minus sine x. Now, if you check the above analysis I made, you will discover that the combination of these two can give us this, and it can also refer to this. So it's just like we are moving backward. So this one now, this combination is equivalent to what? 1 minus sine square x. Then let's open the bracket. This will what? Multiply this, we have cos square x. Cos square x multiplied by the, I would have plus cos square x sine x. Then this minus, as we open the bracket, we will have minus cos square x times this one minus cos square x. Then we go further with what? By opening the bracket, minus times minus is plus. Then cos square x times this will give us what? Cos square x sine x. Now can we go further? This one will cancel this one. Excellent. I'm seeing something here. This one is same as this. So this denominator is same as cos square x. Then this time plus this one will give us what? 2 what? Cos square x sine x. Okay, yeah, very clear now, very clear. So we now what? Remove this. So what we have now, our final answer will have it 2 sine x. So that very interesting question. So we have solved that. Now let's go to number 2. Now we go to number 2 question. It says simplify square root of 1 minus cos square x over cos square x. Now 1 minus cos square x is equal to sine square x. So therefore, I can replace this one with what? square root of what? Sine square x over cos square x. What is sine square x over cos square x? What do you have? We have tan square x. What is square root of tan square x? Because sine square x over cos square x is equal to tan square x. What is square root of tan square x? Is tan x. So that is the answer to that question. Now let's do the last one. The last one is just want to check something here. Now we have a quadrant. Please, I want to explain something here. Now this is the first quadrant. This is A, S, C, C. I call it cast word diagram. We call it cast word diagram. Why did I call it a cast diagram? It means that sine is what? Positive, cos is positive, and tan is what? S is positive. Sine is positive, cos is positive, negative, and tan is what? Negative. Now the last one is what? Tan is positive, sine x or sine theta, sine is what? Is negative, and cos is what? Negative. So that is to say, let me not put angle first until we, or let's do cos, sine of an angle, cos of an angle, tan of an angle, like that, and put it like this. Let's call this one 2, 2, 2. This first quadrant 1, 1, 1. Then this one, let's call this one theta 3, third quadrant, plus minus theta 3 is what? Minus. Why the last quadrant is what? Tan is theta 4 is negative, sine theta 4 is what? Negative, while cos theta 4 is what? Positive. So that means that in the fourth quadrant, the positive, this is fourth quadrant, this, don't forget, this is the first, this is second quadrant, and this is the third quadrant. So in the first quadrant, tan and sine, cos, all of them are all positive. That's why we call it all. Sine is what? Only positive word trig here, trig ratio, which is or trig sign, trigonometric sign, which is plus. That's why we say all students talk cash. So cast diagram, cast. So in this case now, sine is positive. In this case, tan is only positive, others are negative. Why this one is only cos, that is positive, others are negative. Now remember that if sine is positive, that means cosec will also be positive. Because cosec is the inverse of sine. Then sec will be negative. Then tan cot will be also what? Negative. Remember that if tan is positive, then cot will be what? Cot theta of that 3 will be positive. Then sec will be negative, cosec will be negative. The same got across all the function there. So if the tangent of an angle is negative and the secant is positive, the only way secant can be positive is here. When secant is positive here, is positive. Why? Because cos is positive. Don't forget, secant of an angle is equal to 1 over what? Cos of an angle. Tangent of an angle is 1 over cotant of an angle, and so forth and so on. So that is just that. So if I want to say that tan is negative in the fourth quadrant, why what? Secant is positive, because cos is positive. Cos is inverse of what? Of what? Secant, or vice versa. So I will go with fourth quadrant for this question. Fourth what? Quadrant. But I want to show you something. Now, don't forget the angle in the first quadrant is what? Theta. Why the angle in second quadrant is 180 minus theta. That means each of the theta 2. The angle in third quadrant is what? Theta 3 plus what? 180. That means angle in the fourth quadrant is what? 360 minus theta 4. For instance, look at what I'm saying. If they give us something like this, now they give us something like this. Let's say sine 240. Sine 240. 240 is fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant. I mean third quadrant, as the case may be. Now, do you know that whatever angle I'm giving is this 240 is same thing as what? Just remove 180 from it. Okay, let me remove 180, sorry. Minus 180. Remove 180 from it. So just say minus 180 sine 240 minus 180. Why did I do that? Because this theta is in the third quadrant, theta 3. So what do we have? Sine 60. And sine 60 is equal to what? 0.86, which is root 3 over 2. But because it is in the third quadrant, these 240 is in third quadrant, you will carry minus. So if you are at home, you can press sine 240, you are going to have minus 0.866. You can do that. First, let's confirm cos 330. Cos 330 is higher than 270 because from here to here is 0, here is 90, here is what? 180, and here is what? 270, and back to 360 degree. So if anyone that lies here is an acute angle. So first call that. Anyone that fall here, we write it like this. Look at the board. We write this one as what? 90 less than what? X or theta less than 360, 180 degree. Which is acute obtuse angle. This is acute angle. Then this and this are reflex angle. This is what is common. These two are common. So anytime they give us something like this, just know that only sign is positive. If they give us something like this, mean that all of them are all positive. Very common in trig analysis, either for foreign exam or not. But for A-level analysis or JAM or any exam at all, TOEFL, any exam you are writing, this principle hold, whether SAT or thereabout. So please take note of that. Any advanced exam. Now, whatever you are going to do now is this value is greater than 270. So it fall in what? Fourth quadrant. If you rotate it, you see that it's higher than 270. So what I want to do is to what? Cos 360 minus 330. And that will give us what? Cos what? 30. Cos 30 is what? Root 3 over 2. Cos 30 is same as sine 60. And because cos is positive in the fourth quadrant, you are going to leave it as plus because it's already plus. Lastly, let me do the last one. Let's say we are giving what? Tan. Let me quickly end it here. Let's say we are giving tan 120. Now tan 120, my dear, is equals to what? Is in the second quadrant. Is higher than 90, or 4 is an obtuse angle. So in that case, I always say tan 180 minus 120. I gave you before that. That's the angle. 180 minus. If it's third quadrant, 180 minus 180. Fourth quadrant is 360 minus that angle that's in the third quadrant. So this will give us what? Tan 60. Now remember, since it's the second quadrant, tan is negative. We are going to attach minus to it. And tan 60 is same thing as minus tan 60. It now gives us minus sine 60 over cos 60. In case you don't want to stress yourself. What is sine 60? Root 3 over 2. Divide by what? Cos 60 is what? 1 over 2. If you divide these two now, this one will cancel this one. So what I would have is minus root 3. So if you press your calculator, tan 120 is minus 1.7371. That's what I want to have as answer. You can press that. Then try to do this one for me. It's an assignment. Do this one. Do tan tan 330, what will be your answer? Sine 220, no, let me make it 240. I've done 240. Let me give you what? 150. What will be your answer? Cos 150. What will be your answer? Then lastly, tan 2. Let me give you tan 240. So do this one for me and send your answer. Type your answer in the comment section. My name is Engineer Holiday. God bless you.